Alright, I know the title comes off a bit clickbaity, but promise me this isn't actually like Cyrene slander or like talking about her, in my opinion, not so good value down the line. This is actually more so linked to this game's HP inflation. So for those who don't know, I've made a few videos at this point covering the 3.7 MOC HP inflation, as it's the largest HP inflation amount we've gotten for MOC in the history of version 3 so far. So it's about 35 to 40% currently. However, before it was a lot larger, in all honesty. It was at like 70 to 80%, then got slightly nerfed, then got slightly nerfed again, then the boss got changed and the HP got reduced again, and we're now at where we are now with like the 7 something million HP Hule and the, I believe, like 11 million HP Sam, right? But something I realized, right, is this number: 35 to 40% HP inflation. Now, this number might not mean much to many of you out there at all. However, for those more informed, you'd realize that this number, percentage-wise, is the same amount Cyrene buffs for a few of her best in-slot DPSs, right? For example, My Day, Anoxa, Mono Remembrance, Evernight. Basically all 4 of these DPSs, they get like a 30 to 40%ish around their average of a jump from putting Cyrene into their team. And when I thought about it for a few more seconds, I was like, right? A lot of people are making the argument that Cyrene is there to make sure that your Amphoreus units have more longevity going into the next version, and they can survive the HP inflation and power creep better. But when you think about it, right, the jump Cyrene gives to even the best Chrysos Air DPSs that she has synergy with instantly is reduced to nothing, right, because of the HP inflation. Technically speaking, your 3.7 Cyrene teams with your Chrysos Air DPSs, assuming you have the best in slot mono air teams for these characters, right, they will clear endgame in 3.7 the same as non-Cyrene teams cleared in 3.6 and before. So, wow. I mean, wow. What a absolute deal. I mean, you inflate the HP by 35 to 40% for the endgame, and then you sell me a support for the Chrysos Air DPSs that can be a 35 to 40% upgrade to give my characters more longevity, even though they just got HP inflated to the point that Cyrene's jump is useless after only a single patch's time, right? Truthfully, how generous are these devs? I mean, she's a must pull now. Okay. Cyrene, of course, makes her team stronger, and yes, HP inflation is something that's always common. However, once again, this is the largest jump we've had in the entirety of this version, and the jump exactly matches the jump Cyrene gives to the Chrysos Air DPSs she has the best synergy with, right? This is a scam. This is dead ass a complete fucking scam. They did this to make non-Cyrene teams feel noticeably weaker as compared to Cyrene teams with only a 1 patch's time period. Pre 3.6 or pre 3.7 endgame would have been equivalent at clearing endgame content without Cyrene. That's crazy, right? Like, think about that. They really did this shit, and no one's even talking about it. A lot of CCs I've been seeing saying, oh my god, like the jump they give to these DPSs is absolutely disgusting. And sure, you can make this argument, but the HP inflation nullifies the jump that Cyrene gives to these DPSs. I mean, yes, no matter what, that HP inflation is going to affect you, but it's like, wow, shit, right? This is the dumbest shit I've ever seen. They're really pulling out all the stops to make sure people actually pull on Cyrene. Because if they didn't do this HP inflation, then nobody would care. Because people would still be fucking zero cycling with their Anoxa Sunday. I'm not even trolling. I've seen Anoxa go from Anoxa Sunday clears at like low cost against endgame content to him now needing Cyrene for his low cost clears. I mean, the propaganda couldn't be any more obvious. And once again, this isn't me hating on like Cyrene specifically or saying that she doesn't give a noticeable jump to the Chrysos heirs. I'm just saying that the jump she gives to them is completely fucking nullified by the HP inflation that is entering on her exact same patch, right? This argument that a lot of people have been using of this is going to increase the longevity of all the Chrysos heir DPSs is bullshit, right? The amount she's buffed them by has already been nullified within her own patch, literally on her release, right? Let that fucking sink in. Now, I'm not saying these characters you're not going to be able to clear with them going down in the future. Obviously, this isn't the fucking case. A lot of people still clear with their version 2 teams. The point is that we are likely going to get bigger HP inflation and power creep in version 4. I've seen a lot of people in my comments saying shit like, oh, there's no way they power creep the Cassie Premium team. I seen this same shit in version 1 with Jingliu Dill. Seen the same shit in version 2 with Acheron Firefly. Seen the same shit at the beginning of version 3 with the Herda. And now I'm seeing the same shit with the Cassie Premium team. People never fucking learn, okay? The Herda, with her free-to-play team, was stronger than the entirety of all the version 2 teams, except for Fei Xiao. Fei Xiao was still better at MOC, but you get the point, right? Herda was basically the most goated DPS on her release, and that was the first DPS of the version 3. If you people think that Cassie Premium team isn't going to get instantly shit on the second we step foot into version 4, you are fucking insane, right? Please, I ask many of you out there, just save your pulls until version 4. Before I realized this, I really wasn't, trying to force people or tell them to be like, yo, you should 100% save your pulls for version 4. I was telling people, you can pull Cyrene if you have mono rem, you can pull Cyrene for this, for that, and especially for higher vertically invested in Amphorius DPS teams, I'd actually still argue, yes, you can 100% go for Cyrene. If she's one of the DPSs, she gives a nice jump too. But now that I've realized this, I really just wouldn't recommend pulling any of the Amphorius characters. Unless it's like Tribby, because at least she has some general value just when it comes to being a support and working for almost everyone. But outside of Tribby, I genuinely think pulling in version 3 right now is going to be the most insane bait that people have ever fucking fallen for. Right? Now, I'm still pulling Cyrene, but I'm fully aware that it's not for meta, right? Well, technically on my Cassie account, it is for meta if I end up getting her, but my main account, I'm literally just pulling her to be a main DPS, right? I'm running Cyrene as a main DPS for my third team to clear AA, and that's it. Like, I know this isn't a smart decision, but I just want to do that because, hell, why the fuck not? Someone can finally use my E1 Sunday. But if I were like, if I only had one account, right? Because you guys know I have 3, so I don't need to worry about, this saving shit, free-to-play shit. I have 3 accounts. If I only had one account that was completely free-to-play, I would 100% skip this entire end of version 3, right? I would guaranteed skip this shit. Because no way in fucking hell are you catching me pulling Cyrene. Oh my god, look at all the CC guides. She's an insane jump for the characters. And then you realize when you pull Cyrene, you're clearing endgame the same with the DPSs that she has the best synergy with, right? Because the ones that she has less synergy with, you'll actually still be clearing slower. But the best DPSs she has synergy with, you will be clearing the same as you did without Cyrene in previous versions of endgame because of the HP inflation. Bro, I actually fucking can't, man. I hope you all have a great day. I hope you have a great night. Remember, you can pull whatever the fuck you want. This is just a, channel that talks about, future rail, talks about leaks, gives his own opinions here and there. My word isn't the end all be all by any means. However, you can, kind of understand where I'm coming from and then decide from there whether or not you want to put stock into the complaints I have, or if you don't put stock or simply don't care and want to pull a character you like. Because I feel like so many people feel like I'm grabbing them by their throat when I make videos like these giving opinions. It's like, you don't need to listen to me, right? Like, you are another human being with your own functioning brain, and I'm sure you can do your own research, whatever. I'm just here to give my own opinions here and there, and man, Cyrene and the way they're selling her is a complete scam. I'm not saying, once again, because I need to clarify this a billion fucking times at this point, because the Sirene Glazers have gone crazy since Mr. Pokey has gone on his crusade defending her, okay? She is a noticeable jump for half, if not more, of the Chrysosaur DPSs, right? But it's completely invalidated by the HP inflation in 3.7 is what I'm saying. Love you all. Hope you have a great day. Hope you have a great night. Peace out.